What's up, everybody? It's your boy 2Point AM1, and welcome to the first episode of 2Point and J Filayyy.
Let's get this mother crawl! Yeah! We lit!
Hey, we lit. Now, this man right here, he's my best friend. How long are we known each other?
Been like, what, 7 years? 7 years?
7 years? Nah, it's about 9 years. Yeah, because we was about 14, 8th grade.
You're right.
Mustang Ballers.
Throwback.
Anyway, this is my man. He can introduce himself. I'm going to speak for a second.
What's up? It's your boy J Filayyy.
Put some respect on my name.
And thank you, Mr. 2Point, for having me on the show.
No problem.
You know, I have some basketball knowledge. I've been playing since I was 5. You know, playing at the collegiate level. So you know, I'm not an idiot when it comes to this basketball thing. So I'm ready for what you got, sir. Let's get it.
I can see you a little hyped up, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, I'm ready to get it, man. What's good? I'm ready. What's up?
I mean, okay. I mean, if it's like that today, you had your Wheaties, we just gonna hop right into it. So, first question is for you: what team could you see LeBron going to if he doesn't stay with the Cavs after this year?
I can see a couple possibilities. I see the Rockets, 76ers. No. Personally, I think the Spurs would be his best fit. What about you?
Why would you see the Spurs being his best fit?
The answer.
Well, honestly, I would love to see Greg Popovich as LeBron's coach. I feel like that would be a huge step in his career. Just
Facts.
Because of all the knowledge that he could learn that's left from Greg Pop, on top of
he's already won.
Yeah, exactly, and
he's never had that pedigree of a coach.
Facts.
Exactly, and it would be it would be fun to watch, especially because they would probably end up building a very great relationship over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Possibly. I mean, I could really see him going to the Rockets a little more than the Spurs. I could see him definitely going to the Spurs just because of that pedigree that Pop has.
Facts.
But with the Rockets, I think overall they have a deeper team than what the Spurs had. And then, I mean, when you got Chris Paul and James Harden, two other playmakers on your team like that, he doesn't need the ball all the time. He doesn't want it.
A lot easier for you to do what you
exactly. And I mean, with the Spurs, of course, you have Kawhi, but it's like if Kawhi's gone, of course, it's Greg, and he has a good team.
Yeah, even without Kawhi, I feel like they'll still be all right. Just because given their bench scores 40 points a game.
Facts.
And on top of Greg Popovich, his offensive scheme is ball movement, which I think LeBron absolutely thrives in. And it would be a very fun basketball game to watch. It'll be like watching the old Spurs, I guess you can say. Given like they always have that superstar player that can bring a spark.
Yeah, those are some really good points. But something that to normal people, it would be like, why would you do this? But I would think for LeBron, it would probably be the smartest thing for him if he wants to be able to compete with the Warriors for the next couple of years, and that's actually like taking less money because you already know he's at least to the same people, he's the number one player in the world. Yeah, but absolutely. So he deserves max dollar. Yeah, I mean, like he makes even more money off the court.
Facts.
That's very true.
And it's like, what would it be like? What's it really to him to give up maybe $5 to $7 million a year to get someone? To try to win, to be getting another player that's more established. Yeah. Give them a little more money, and that helps him out in the long run. So, if he did that, I could honestly see him going to like the Bucks or something. The Bucks would be a really good team,
absolutely,
to go to because they have all that size. Yeah. And the 76ers would be another one too.
Yeah, the 76ers.
I know you like them.
I do. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, then they're young teams, such as the Milwaukee Bucks. They're young teams, and they don't really know how to win yet. And bringing someone like LeBron in will not only help LeBron himself, but the organization for them to, further on with better draft picks, attracting free agents, trades, etc. Yeah, and LeBron playing with Ben Simmons, I feel like that would further Ben Simmons' career even more.
Say what?
Just because, he's quote unquote the chosen one part 2.
Check me out.
He's LeBron 2.0.
How, Sway?
And you got Joel Embiid on this.
I said, and you have Joel Embiid and Robert Covington. He hit shots for you. I mean, they have some pieces. Given they would still need a little work, I feel like. But
they'll be giving up a lot of money though too, because you got JJ Redick making 23 million.
Yeah.
Amir Jefferson making 11 million. So that's 34 million.
That's true.
Books
Facts.
to try to get.
Yep. And then, I mean, I feel like that's definitely worth it. So I mean, getting the best player in the world, so I feel like that's definitely worth it. So
it's kind of the same thing with the Bucks too. I mean, they would have to get rid of a couple players to get LeBron, but I think they probably have to get rid of I don't know, like maybe Tony Snell. I think he's making about like 10 mil. Maybe you might want to keep Dellavedova. You can get rid of John Henson or whatever, but you can still keep your core of, I mean, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Jabari Parker.
That is one athletic lineup. Sorry, but
it is.
Sheesh.
And so I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of those two teams. I think either one of those two teams could compete against the Warriors.
Tripping.
Yeah, given. I feel like the Warriors. I feel like maybe it would go to 7 games for sure.
It would definitely go to 7 games.
Series.
I could see the Bucks maybe doing a little more just because of that lineup. Like you're gonna be 6'8" and taller.
They can definitely match up against the Warriors. It would be
tough to score.
Yeah,
they can score inside at will, and you guys. I mean, you're shooters, but they can contest.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of shots.
Then they're lengthy. So
exactly.
All right.
Okay, cool. So who would you say will be your top 5 for this year's NBA draft?
Given based off the standings right now in the NBA, with Phoenix being 1, Atlanta being 2, Dallas 3, Sacramento 4, and Orlando 5. First, I would have DeAndre Ayton going to Phoenix. It would be cool to see them actually get a good big man, since they missed out on Alex Lynn and Dragon Bender. I don't know what happened with those.
I don't know. Dragon Bender.
Well, I mean, yeah, but given the fact that he was a high pick, I think that
DeAndre Ayton will be a very big upgrade.
Exactly. Next, I'll have Jaren Jackson from Michigan State. The boy can stretch the floor.
Is it true?
Lanky, athletic. He's going to be great for them. Then they already have John Collins down there, so it should be good for him. Marvin Bagley, I have them going to Dallas, and with Dirk, retiring, they're gonna need a future All-Star, and since they don't even really know if Nerlens Noel is coming back, so it would be a very smart move to snag him.
Nerlens Noel is
go home, bro.
I'm only going to get
started. We're not that limit is left though. We don't know what's going on with that. But then I would have Sacramento, have them picking up Michael Porter for obvious reasons. Just he's an absolute bucket. I mean, he shoots over defenders. He has a very nice jump shot. He gets very high and elevated on his jump shot. So it's going to be very fun to watch him coming back from his injury. And last, I would have Trae Young going to Orlando.
Trae Young?
Yeah, just because Orlando, they don't have anybody who can score. I mean, obviously they got rid of Elfrid Payton. It's not like he was, helping at all anyway. But that's my top 5. Who you got?
Okay, that's a respectable top 5. Mm-hmm. For me, I'd have DeAndre Ayton definitely going 1 because he is a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see him play against Oregon last night?
I didn't.
I
didn't actually see the game.
He had to seen that. He was going in. I'd definitely have Jaren Jackson Jr. going second to Atlanta.
Bucket.
I mean, he's spreading the floor, and I think he's averaging like 3.5 blocks, and only playing 22 minutes a game. So I mean, that combined with the score
and playing for Tom Izzo, it's pretty good to have on your belt too. So.
Definitely. I just wonder how it's gonna work with John Collins because that's gonna be eating into his minutes too a little bit. So, but I think they can make it work. Yeah. Probably third going to Dallas, I would have Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a dog. I mean, you can have him playing the 1 through the 3. So well, you wouldn't have him playing really the 1 when you have Dennis Smith on the floor, but they're both playmakers, so I think both of them will fit well together. And he's been dominating in the second best league.
Yeah, playing for Real Madrid out there. I saw a couple of highlights. He's absolutely disgusting. And I saw they compared him to Drazen Petrovic. It was pretty. I'm like, I see.
So he's definitely gonna be good. Fourth to Sacramento, I'd have Marvin Bagley.
Oh my God!
I mean, they have a deep front court, but I mean, deep as in like they have a lot of players. Yeah, they're playing well, but I mean that would be the next best player on the board. So you would have to go Marvin Bagley.
That's kind of one of those have to drafts. Like kind of make you or break you.
I mean, you really can't go wrong with those 1 through 4. Any one of them could go number 1, honestly.
That's true.
Or 1 through 4, I mean.
Honestly.
So I think either way you're gonna be getting a great player. And 5 going to Orlando, I'm kind of torn. I want to say Trae Young because of the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
Facts.
But it's a toss up between him and Mo Bamba from Texas.
I feel that. Absolutely.
So, but if I had to go, I mean, if I had to choose, I'd probably. I mean, for who was it? Yeah, Orlando. You fit in that one guard in, so yeah, I would get Trae Young.
Yeah, I mean they have Jonathan Isaac in there already, kind of taking up space, but and Aaron Gordon and Vucevic down there. So Trae Young would be a nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. He just has to pick up on that defensive end, but
put some weight on. He little scrawny looking kid.
Yeah, he is, but he's shooting lights out though.
I can't blame him. He's
pulling
well.
from trade range.
Yeah, absolutely going nuts.
How do you think that the FBI probe is going to affect any of this?
In a way, like I'm kind of split between two ends with this, just because it's like I was a college athlete, so I kind of understand. Not D1, but I understand. It's like you're putting a lot of time and effort into doing what you love, and
Facts.
Especially you're not seeing anything back from that money wise, minus a scholarship. Like I get it, like you're being commercialized in a sense, especially when the bigger schools such as Duke, Michigan State, all those big schools. But I understand, yes, it is legal to receive some money, but I feel like it would be fair for the players and the families, at least for a little bit, they can receive some type of compensation, given like if they can sign deals and then get paid or something.
Definitely.
But with the FBI probe thing, I feel like it's not gonna really change much, but I feel like they're just gonna like try and find alternatives such as the one I just mentioned, just to kind of help both sides, so kids aren't just getting paid just like that. But,
yeah, I mean, and I think college athletes should be paid. Yeah. And a lot of people are against the NCAA. I mean, practically everyone's.
Which I don't understand. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm pretty sure they can
you're
afford
making all the money off of the players. And I mean, everyone's making that argument about the fact that it's only really 2 sports, which is basketball and football, making the money, which is true. It is only those 2,
but they still got like a couple other sports that they can get from. So.
Exactly. And you guys don't have to be making all that money, and especially college students or athletes can't even have jobs.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even just because that they can't. It's because they don't have time to do it either. Yeah, it's like you just
exactly. Even in your off season, you're still working.
Yeah, you're working. That's your job. When you're an athlete, that is your job. It's like when I was playing, like that was it. Just playing. It's like summer, off season. I've still got to train. Still got to play. During the season, definitely got to play. So yeah, it's interesting.
Definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a brief intermission with our 30-second challenge. I'm going to ask the contestant, Mr.
J Filayyy.
Go home, bro.
Some brief questions, and he just has 30 seconds to answer it.
Let's get it.
So your question is, hold on, let me get my timer.
I'm ready.
Make sure
ain't nothing. Right. I know my stuff,
I ain't never ever seen you act like this.
You know it? You sure?
I mean, maybe.
We're gonna see. And just everyone, you can follow along too. Just post how many you got right in the comments. You got 30 seconds, all right? And your question is, what are the top 10 triple-double leaders in the NBA? You got 30 seconds starting now.
All right, first one has to be Oscar Robertson. I know that's we'll say Magic. Westbrook.
13 seconds.
I'm gonna say James Harden. Will Chamberlain.
5.
LeBron.
Okay. 6.
Bob Cousy. He had a
4
lot
seconds.
of them. And Rondo.
Nope. Done. How many you got? 8, right?
Oh my god, no.
Hey, that's a B. I'll take that. B, that's passing. I'm cool with that. I'm alright with that.
Nope.
And we're back from our brief intermission. So let's get right back to it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So Jay, let me ask you something.
Hey, what's up, man?
You're on social media a lot, right?
Yeah, you know, my fair amount.
What platforms are you on?
Social.
Bruh.
I know you're on social media, but
Well, I'm on Snapchat,
okay,
Instagram, Twitter.
okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
Facebook, but I don't really count it. But yeah, it's
okay.
for old
We
people.
don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You still got your MySpace too?
Tripping.
So what's your question again? No, I don't.
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
Not lame.
We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. So how do you think like social media would have affected the earlier eras back then?
Given that the attitude of the game was completely different than it is now, just the fact that it was just a very aggressive game. Like now, a handshake is me touching you on your waist. That's a handshake. Back then,
Exactly.
that didn't exist. So it would given with the game being aggressive and the fact that I don't think these old men who are now old men, I guess, but then would necessarily partake in the social media aspect, just from like the communication, I guess.
Say what?
But I feel
Communication with like other
like
players.
communication via other like sneak dissing or subtweeting. I don't think that would be a thing, just because I feel like just the generation of players and of the people back then, they weren't really about, and they didn't know Twitter talk. So
Well, true, but if it was back there then they might have been doing it. I wouldn't actually see them doing it, but I would see more them saying something out loud, someone catching wind of it,
Yeah.
and then it's getting around like
yeah,
that.
very
and
true.
that's starting
But just people didn't really have filters, I guess, back then.
Nope.
yeah,
More than they do now, just because now if you say something, you know, you can get fined. Like it's nothing.
like it's nothing.
Yeah,
and
so-
back then you saying something and we scrapping on the
Yeah,
court,
exactly.
which is why I wouldn't think social media would be good for back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it would for the game because it was becoming a more global game
Yeah.
and everything. So
For
I mean, like, if you're
advertisement
talking about like the dream team
Yeah.
and like seeing the Bulls dynasty and all that, like that good stuff, that it would be great for the game. Because, I mean, that's what we're experiencing now.
Yeah.
But back then, there was more.
Yeah,
There were more legendary players.
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
But the social part of it would be a little like it would possibly be a little different, and it would make the game. I think it would make the game a little worse on the court as far as there being more animosity towards players because of all the negative stuff around it.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially with other people. You know how other people are.
Y'all acting totally different.
Exactly, and they can kind of get into when you get on the court, like after the game, like, did you say this about me? Like, no, that was like a reporter that said it over here. And like, picture like Ben Wallace and like Ron Artest having
the
that
malice
little,
of the palace.
yeah, like picturing that little confrontation over some Twitter beef that none of them had anything to do with. So, and therefore, there starts a whole fight. Both of them get fined. So yeah, therefore I feel like you're right. I don't think social media would be too beneficial, or like, quite frankly, it really wouldn't change.
It would pretty much just be the same of how it is now, but the way that people acted back then.
Yeah.
It was just a different culture with it. So
Yeah.
the mixing of those two cultures just they would clash way too much.
Exactly. Like, it'll be cool though to see like someone like Jordan though. It's just like he was just quiet to himself.
Yeah.
Will like tweet every now and then. Like I don't even know what he would tweet, but sure he got 6 rings, 5 rings, 4 rings. You know, but
The flu game.
I can't believe this.
Talking about
Pay 102-degree fever, still out here. Hashtag I'm on it. Hashtag I'm getting these buckets. Hashtag I'm still sick. It don't matter. But,
hashtag I'm sick of all these dudes on the court right now.
yeah, man, I feel like Jordan would be a really good sneak disser though if he was, or subtweeting.
He would be sub everyone.
See, but that number 82 kid, you can't go.
Oh, Shaq throwing shots at Charles Barkley like he is right now.
Hey, this man Shaq.
Talking about them 4 rings. I got 4.
Oh my god, no.
I got 4 rings. What do you got, Chuck?
No, Chuck don't know what's going on. I got some. Chuck don't got none. I'm better than Chuck.
I'm better than everyone in the best player in the league. Kobe.
Kobe,
No,
I'm making another Sneak Dick. I'm making a mixtape.
Bruh.
Hey, we're getting off topic now.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, so yeah, so that concludes the first episode of 2Point and 1 and
Yeah, J Filayyy.
glad that you all could tune in for it.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe and like.
Yeah.
Leave some comments, make sure that you follow Mr.
J Filayyy on Instagram and Snapchat.
MySpace.
Hey man, alright, chill out on MySpace.